Today is Saturday, January 25th, 2025, and welcome to another conversation about Meadowbrook memories. This conversation will be a little bit different today because we will be talking about the history of the Meadowbrook High School alumni chapter in New York, which will be celebrating their 30th anniversary this year with a gala on Saturday, April 5th in New York. And we'll get all the details about that during this conversation. But we're going into history of the organization today. Joining us for this historic conversation is Helen Francis, who was on Meadowbrook Memories episode number 98, and you can go back and listen to Helen's own Meadowbrook Memories on that episode, and I'll provide a link in this podcast for that. Also joining us is Nadine Moulton, who was on Meadowbrook Memories episode number 25. And you must go back and listen to Nadine's own Meadowbrook Memories, and link will be provided on this podcast. And also, repeat. Oh, somebody said something I didn't realize. And also join this conversation, this historic conversation, is Marie Hawthorne Crooks, class of 1987. So, without further ado, Meadowbrook Memories welcome back Helen Francis, Nadine Moulton, and for the first time, we're joined by Marie Hawthorne Crooks to the conversation. So, go ahead and introduce yourself. You go ahead first, Helen.
Oh, Helen Francis, graduate of 1967, entered Meadowbrook 1961.
Okay, thank you, Helen. And Nadine, you introduce yourself. Take your mic off mute.
Nadine Moulton, good morning. Class of 1984. I was there from 1979 to 1986 and presently the president of the Alumni Association New York chapter.
All right, thank you, Nadine. And Marie, introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm Marie Hawthorne Crooks, class of 1987, 1982 to 1987.
All right, thank you, Marie. Thank you. And as I said in introduction, as we realized in introduction, I just need to get a little background on Marie. So I'm going to start with you first, Marie. The first question I ask all guests who have never been on the conversation: did you choose Meadowbrook, or Meadowbrook chose you?
Meadowbrook chose me.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that story, and then we're going to the alum. Go ahead.
Well, I was living in Meadowbrook Estate, but of course, you took common entrance. I did not know about Meadowbrook. So when I took, I chose other schools. And of course, when the results came out, there it was, I was chosen for Meadowbrook. And, as usual, everybody, when you see Meadowbrook, oh my God, you're a little disappointed. But, going to the school, loved it. It was the best thing. But at first, no. Meadowbrook chose me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was good.
Okay, good. You didn't know where Meadowbrook was before then? You hadn't heard about it before?
No, I didn't know where it was. But I had a neighbor that went there. But I didn't choose it. And I didn't know where it was.
Okay, you know the name of the neighbor. If we could big them up or big her up.
Yes, her name is Claudine Carew.
Okay, nice.
Class of 86.
Class of 86, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's a quick question to say if Meadowbrook I chose. We're not going to spend much time on that. You have to come back and tell you what Meadowbrook whenever you wish. That's up to you.
No problem.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So this conversation is about the Meadowbrook High School, New York alumni chapter, which celebrating their 30th anniversary gala this year, April 5th in New York. And these three ladies are here to tell us how it started and what inspired them to start. And I'm going to start with you first, Helen. What was the inspiration for you for joining or maybe starting the Meadowbrook High School New York alumni chapter?
Well, for one, I wanted to hold connection to Meadowbrook, post Meadowbrook. And it was also a means of giving back to the school.
Mm-hmm. And what year was this, Helen?
to recall, there were activities before it was officially launched, which was between the latter part of 70 into 71.
Okay.
We would get together for different activities with the hope of establishing the Meadowbrook Alumni Association. So it was quite a travel to get to 1995 when it was legally formed by with the help of Sam Walker.
Mm-hmm.
I think he got a colleague to do it. He didn't do it himself. I think a man by the name of Goldstein was the one who did the legal formation. So it was quite a road well traveled before it came to fruition.
So you say you were meeting from in the 70s before the organization.
Yes.
So tell us about those early days then before the official launch of the organization. Talk to us about.
I'm talking over you. Repeat that.
Now, what was it like in those early days before? You just meeting and you don't have no official body. Go ahead, sorry.
It was quite pleasant. We would get together for social events, hoping to generate funds, which never happened, so to speak. And we would have netball matches and cricket matches with the current students versus the old students. So that was one way of keeping in touch. And then finally, when I discovered that the headmaster of the school had to give permission for an alumni association to be established, especially in opening a bank account. So at that time, I reached out to Mr. Thorpe. So he was the one that conducted the ad hoc election and chose the executive body. That became short-lived because, as I said, it was the latter part of the 70s into the early 71. And then I left Jamaica during the summer of 71. I was in New Jersey, and again, a few of us, Donald Samuels, June Campbell, Claudette Shields, Patricia Lynch, Helen Francis, and a few other guests who were connected to the main guests. We would get together. Again, nothing affected itself, so to speak. I returned to Jamaica between January and March of 72. So there was that gap again. Again, we would meet for cricket matches and for netball matches, hoping to put it back together. I left Jamaica in 73 April, so that did not come to fruition. So I'm back in the States and we're getting together. Each time we would get together, there were different alums that got together. So that impeded establishing the association because a certain number of members were needed for the legal formation. So fast forward to the 90s. 92, I'm working on John Street in Wall Street vicinity. I met Dennis Grant during lunchtime. I would see him from time to time. Eventually, I realized he was a Meadowbrookian alum. I told him what I had in mind. I had already reached out to Emerson Miller. He had two sisters. They were both head girls at Meadowbrook in the early 60s. So he too was interested in, he was a transferee from West Indies Training College. He didn't start out at Meadowbrook, but he was quite interested in getting this alumni association started. So with that, Dennis invited Sam Walker and Reggie Chungloy. The meeting took place in Jersey at my home. And eventually, I think it was February of, we started meeting in 94, 93, 94. Then in, I think it was February 95, Oswald Barrett, Annette Davidson, Donald Samuels was on vacation from Minnesota. He was at the meeting also. Emerson Miller, at Meadowbrook we called him Ralph Miller, and he was there. Patricia Lynch, her sister, Joy Lynch, she transferred from Wolmer's to Meadowbrook. Reggie Chungloy was there. Dennis wasn't there. Or was he? Yeah, he could have been there. And from that meeting, June Campbell was not there. She was in Texas, living in Texas at the time. Eventually relocated to Connecticut, I think the following that year or later that year. So from there, we knew we had enough now for the legal formation. And that's how the New York chapter was finally founded.
And this was in 95?
95, yes.
Okay. I don't have, Nadine and Marie have any question, but I have a question, Amelie. When the New York chapter was finally founded in 95, did an alum exist in Jamaica at the time?
Well, I can tell you no.
Okay. So as far as you know then, Meadowbrook High School, New York chapter was the first alum that existed.
Yes, and I can answer further to that. There's someone by the name of Anthony, and Marie met him, Anthony Mullins or some such thing, in 1999.
Yes.
He started the one in Jamaica.
Okay, Marie can talk about that. Yeah, so I didn't know that. This is good information, Helen. Yeah, I did not know that at all. That the New York chapter was the one who light the fire for start the alum association in Jamaica. Oh, that is, and from there, as I said, this year is 30 years. Yes. And Marie, what inspired you to want to join the association? You are a young baby compared to Helen, who graduated in 1960s, early 70s. You graduated in 87. What inspired you to want to be a part of this dinosaur organization?
Well, when I graduated, I left Jamaica soon after. So you came, and I came, and I was, you came. I left my family. I was by myself, with friends and so. And then I met a few Meadowbrookens. I met Kerry and Franklin. I met Tanya Fraser, definitely. Tanya Fraser, Kerry and Franklin, Gerald Daly. And so we met a few people. So then, Ellen, what I don't remember is if we went to a meeting first or if we went to the function first at Carib, that 95 function. I don't remember. But when we went to the function, when we went to that, it's like you're hungry for family. You're hungry for your alums, to just anybody from Jamaica. So once, we went there and we saw that they had something going, we wanted to join. So it was myself, Kerry, Tanya Fraser, Juliet Brown, Anthony Brown, Tippy, Noel Clark, and Gerald Daly. So we were hungry for togetherness, for friends. So of course, and we wanted to give back also. So once we saw that they were doing something, we definitely wanted to become a part of it. And that's how we joined.
Mm-hmm. Helen, you were about to say something.
No, you were asking Marie. No, Marie was deliberating whether she went to the function first or to a meeting, and it was the function. In fact, I think she attended two functions before attending a meeting.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I
Ah,
definitely remember the one at Carib.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And Nadine, what inspired you to join the organization and when you joined?
Uh, I'm honored to be amongst I would say some founding people right here, and I came into the organization because of Marie. I ran across Marie. I am not sure where I was attending. I was attending college in Manhattan at the time. I remember BMCC, and I ran across her, and she was telling me about the organization and what was happening, and they're having a function. And I think my first function was when they honored the Honorable Madge Saunders, I think
Right.
OD, right? Madge Saunders OD at Pepper's Restaurant in Manhattan. I just I left school and I turned up there, and I remember Helen was hosting at the time, and Madge Saunders, and I think Oswald I think was there as well. But Marie was the one I just stuck to because I knew nobody then. And I was really enthralled by what I saw. And I was like, I just, as Marie says, hungry for family, hungry for alum, because I recalled right then and there how I cried when I had to leave Meadowbrook back in 1984. And as I said, I also cried in 1986 because it meant I was leaving home. And this was what I no, this is what I literally knew and hung onto every thread and every moment and every every friendship I made. So when I saw that there, I remember the same feeling, and that was where history, and it's now what 29 years this year, because I think that was in their I think it might have been 96, I think, or late 95, I think. But I think it's 29 years this year that I've been here. And I'm really happy. Can't leave.
Mm-hmm.
That
Could
Yeah.
I interject at this point?
Yeah, go ahead, Ellen. Yeah.
Being a fanatic for history, uh, Madge Saunders' function was October 97, and it took place at Bamboo. In 98, the New Jersey chapter inaugurated at Peppers.
okay, Nadine.
So initially there were two chapters then, Helen. That's what you're saying.
No, not initially. There was the breakaway, remember? That was touched on.
No, expand on that. I don't think I followed that. Expand on why that happened and what was the purpose. Because the distance, I'm not familiar with the New York era. Why?
In November of nine. Okay, Madge Saunders' affair took place October 97 at Bamboo. Bamboo was in Union Square. It didn't carry a sign. It was actually owned by Noel Mignot, who attended Meadowbrook for maybe 2 years and transferred to JC. So that affair took place in October. Then November, there was a breakup. So I think it was December or January of 98 when, and I sent Nadine a picture of herself at that function.
We
The
were in Manhattan.
Tribeca, the
Yeah.
Tribeca
Yeah.
area, Peppers.
Yes, because my school was in the Tribeca area. And it's good what you just said, Helen, because even before that match on it, because that was the first actual what should I function I attended. But before, I think you guys had meetings, right?
Yes, we had
All
meetings.
right, and that's when we used to do the meetings with Marie and you guys. So I guess that was my first function because it was so close to school. Marie told me to come by. No, I get it.
Yeah.
So in those early days, Ellen, how often did you meet and how many people showed up?
Um,
And if you can remember some of the names them other people that you can call them out.
Once a month, I remember Marie was there, and Perry had just had, Dana was just a few months old. Marie at Reverend Saunders' function was expecting Storm.
The Meadowbrook babies.
She already had Taylor and Courtney. And so Marie was there. Pauline showed up. Eventually, she got her husband to show up.
Which Pauline that Helen? Pauline who?
Pauline Henry.
Oh, Pauline Henry. Okay, okay. Yeah.
You did a memory with her.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
She was there. Tanya
Fraser.
Tanya Fraser.
Juliet Maloney.
Them, her, and
Juliet.
there was somebody by the name of Rattray.
Edwina.
Okay, I remember her being I think it was during the time we were getting ready to break up that she showed up, and then there was Lodge, Richard Lodge.
Yes, Richard Lodge, yes.
Then there was a young fellow, Marie, try to remember his name. He was very soft-spoken. He came to a few meetings. I don't think he liked the behavior of.
It wasn't Gerald? It wasn't Gerald Daly?
No, I remember Gerald. He took pictures.
Right, Gerald took pictures.
Yeah. I don't know if Gerald came to meetings, but to functions, yes. Because he took pictures at the inauguration of the New Jersey chapter. He took pictures at Reverend Saunders function.
Right. It wasn't what's his name, Nadine, that live in Georgia now. What's his name, Nadine? Because Anthony was there, Anthony Brown, Tippy, Noel Clark.
Desmond.
Was it Desmond?
We had a function at Patty World. That was after the breakup also.
No, I was asking you if the person was Desmond Gray.
No, I remember Desmond's name.
Okay.
I remember. And he was also at Pepper's. We had a Christmas function there. He was there.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody by the name of Sophia. Do you remember her?
Sophia, either Sophia Lodge or Sophia Ballin.
She pronounced her name differently.
Oh, Sophia Ballin.
Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Yeah. I think I have pictures of that. There was a function at the Peppers after. It was a Christmas function. And Davidson would be at some of the meetings. Oswald would be at some of the meetings. Maria and Juliet Mahoney or
Maloney.
Maloney, yeah.
AKA Juliet Brown, right?
Yes. So she would be there also. She attended more frequently. Then the first time that I remember.
Charnel.
Nadine.
After Charnel too. Charnel
Pardon me?
Charnel Barrett. She came to some meetings too, Charnel.
Yes, and was there someone by the name of Crawford who maybe attended 2-3 meetings? I remember Nadine very vividly at Carrie's home in Queens.
Right.
At a meeting. More than one meeting at Carrie's home. Oh, and Melody, she was Bell in high school. She's now a Wuso of Free.
Yes.
She'd be at the meetings too.
Right. So I think we
did got a lot of the old people, the older name. I remember we used to attend a meeting in Jersey, Marie. We used to go to meetings in Jersey at a school. Was it June? Was the school that June taught?
That was Joy Lynch's school in Plainfield.
Joy Lynch, okay.
Plainfield.
Okay.
I remember we also went to a restaurant. Paul Lynch was there, and he took us. He took us to some party afterwards where they were doing what they call that dance hall dancing.
Oh,
I
okay.
never, I went into culture shock.
What's brand new to you, Helen? I hear you.
Huh?
What's brand new
But
to you?
it was some good old days, right? Really
Yeah,
good
Yeah.
old days.
but I
Really
think
good old days.
I think there were a few Jamaicans there that Paul knew. Not Jamaicans, Meadowbrookians.
Yeah. Yeah.
I, I never saw them again. So
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I don't remember their names.
Um, um, um,
Oh,
and for the record, I mean, you called the name earlier, I'm going to clear. Richard Lodge is my cousin, Helen.
Oh,
Richard
okay.
Lawrence
Yes.
also?
Yeah.
Yes, he
Richard
came
and
to
Sophia
Sophie,
Lodge.
and Sophie,
And
yeah. Sophie,
Yes.
yeah. Both of
he
them are
was
my cousins, so yeah. But
there.
yeah, go ahead,
Huh?
Helen.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to ask a question. In those days, the early days, what are the age group like in terms of what generation of medical people you think more interested in joining the alum, or more males or female? What is the cross section like?
Um,
I
repeat that
more
question.
I think it's more female, and we're struggling to bring the younger ones in now.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, well, what this is one of the reasons. The other question, Helen, was the cross section of people who joined, the age group. I mean, the generation of medical people who came. Was it like your generation, Nadine generation, or even generation in between, or up until today? And it was more males or females.
Well, as Marie said, females, but the cross section, age-wise, could have been balanced. Uh, I think there could
When we started out, it was around Ellen's time when we started out, and
yes,
then afterwards it became people in the 80s, and we're holding it down. I think we got a few 90s to join, but not many.
what year
And
was Constant White?
Repeat,
say that again.
repeat that, Helen.
Was Constant White? Her brother was
Keith.
Keith White.
yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. What
She,
did you say about her now? See, repeat
That
that.
year, she wanted the year.
Or the year.
yeah. What year
Um,
did she graduate?
Oh, she graduated in the 70s. Because I went to school and saw her. Her brother was a little older than her. He graduated 74 when I left. She may have
Oh, okay,
graduated like 76, 77. I'm not certain. But she was at school and I was at school.
okay.
So,
He attended
a couple of them. Okay.
not meeting functions.
Yeah, the functions. Right.
She was at New York Times at the time. I
Yeah.
remember.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I graduated comfortable with them.
Yeah. So Marie and you, Nadine, you're not aware of the. Or let me put it a different way. What is the organization like today? And you are just listening to Helen is like it's a generational divide. Helen throws on the most part. What is the organization like today in terms of were you aware of the and it's common with groups, you start and people can't get on. But I must congratulate that for 30 years on we're still striving. What it is like today, Marie, you go first.
Well, today, I mean, we're just working together and just striving and going. We're going. We're continuing. Um, when we started out, I, to be honest, I don't remember what happened. I don't want to go into what happened. Then we break away. So when we broke away from that, we formed another group, and we were a part of that group for, I don't remember how many years, Ellen. I'm not good with years like Ellen
No.
is. And we were active for, we were active for a good couple of years. And then that group also, we kind of went down a little bit. The first group was definitely down. The second group went down too. And then I don't remember what year. Um, we picked up the baton again. It wasn't long, and I think we started out that time with Luke. Luke became the president. Luke Witter became the president,
Mm-hmm.
and we started off again. And we've just been going. We've just been going. We always try to honor the founding members. Because it's especially, Ellen, especially, they did a good job and they held it together and they gave it to us. And so we always just honor them and just keep moving on, doing the best we can,
Yeah.
trying to recruit people to join. And that's been a hardship, but we're still holding on
Yeah.
and hoping to get them in so that, as Ellen said, we can get some younger ones to give the baton to eventually.
Yeah. Yeah.
But but yeah, we're hanging in there,
Yeah. Yeah.
having a good time, and just trying to do what we can for Meadowbrook.
And Nadine, you want to comment on
And
that?
I'll pick up from where Helen and Marie left off. And again, you have to pay homage and honor to those who laid the foundation, and that's what we have tried to do. And as Marie said, it has really been a uphill battle to try and bring in the younger folks, because one of the things that they probably come in, people will come and they'll say, oh, there's like they think we are so cohesive. You see, like we know each other so well, they don't think they should stay. There's not room for them, But like everything else, when I came in, I only knew Marie. I knew nobody else. But because Meadowbrook is the ultimate goal, I stuck around. What can I do for Meadowbrook that has done so much for me? I stuck around. The camaraderie that we grew, along the way makes it easier. So we keep on asking the younger people. And I understand when you just leave school, you're busy trying to get your life together, trying to make the money, trying to make the family and yeah. But then somewhere along the line, we're not telling everybody that you have to give your heart and soul. It's not about that. We only meet every other month. Actually, our general meeting is once per quarter, right? So if we have a meeting and we put it out there and announce it, people to come in, and you have got the desire have got to be more than just to come to a meeting. If you focus on your destination, you understand, you're going to miss the journey. So if it is just about the function, you might not want to the meetings. You can't bother with that. If you have a function, I'll buy a ticket. That's kind of what we have been getting a lot of. So that is why right now I think we basically have just about 14 members, if I'm correct. You understand? The board right now has 3 directors, and then you have like 9 executive members, 8 executive members, I should say. And I must say, we have been fighting to keep our head above water, and 30 years really is just been constant uphill battle. We enjoy being together. We enjoy what we do. We enjoy seeing the results of what the lives we are changing at Meadowbrook High School, because believe it or not, we are making a difference and we're changing lives. So we're just inviting people to say, once you have that desire of trying to give your school a better than what you had at that time, give the children that are there, that are coming out, the next generation, to do something, it will make you want to stay, because the desire to give back is what really drives us and keeps us together. So I don't want anyone to really feel that they are not welcome. It is not that. Yes, there are business etiquette that you have to employ, protocols that you have to follow as a non-profit. It is not all fun. We have to do the work and get about the business of making a difference and doing what we can for Meadowbrook High School in Kingston, Jamaica. So we're just inviting people to come on and join us. And this is the year, 30 years, people might look at it and say, oh, what have they done? And what? There's just been a lot of groundwork. Helen has been there in the corner pushing along and encouraging us little by little. And we have a lot of people are out there, plodding us along and helping us to grow. And we just welcome people aboard. So that's the message to me this morning. There is room for you here. Together we can do so much more.
Yeah, and I want to talk the rest of the time a lot about what to do in this year, the 30th anniversary, because I want to go into that. But I want to ask a question to all three of you. The other schools who have alum, what do they do? Or are they more successful than us? Or what did they define as success? There's a lot of questions that go through my mind. Like the brand, and not even brand name school, like other schools that have high school alum, and a lot of schools have them. What do they classify as success? And what should we as Meadowbrook look on as success? Helen, yeah, go ahead.
I think I'm going to jump in and take this one first, if it's okay.
No, man, that's fine. Go ahead.
Firstly, Meadowbrook New York chapter is a part of an umbrella organization called the Union of Jamaica Alumni Association. Their motto says, education is empowerment and only the educated are free. And we are thankful to them and grateful for them for how they have helped to steer us. What defines success is the lives that we're changing back home. And I think when we meet as the umbrella group together, there are 60-something schools. I think at this point it's about 65 schools that are part of UJA. And when we meet, I would let you know that all of us basically agree it's the lives that we are changing back home and the difference that we're making, because the UJA is really recognized as one of those, the great, what should I say, contributing organization in the diaspora to Jamaica, right? All I'm saying, we all agree that success is measured by the lives that we're changing back home. And I am thinking a lot of the name branded schools, as you would call it, their cohesiveness, they believe, that they are better together than apart. And that is what have been driving them. They look up to us, the New York chapter, I can tell you. They look up to us because they believe that we are one of those that are more successful at what we are doing. You understand? And they support us and we support them. So that is basically how I think we have agreed amongst us of measuring success. Lives that we are changing, what we are doing out there, because when Meadowbrook New York chapter started out, Marie can also remember, we started out like even making scholarships. I think we started out with 2 scholarships per year. I think since COVID, we're up to 20 scholarships. So we're keeping 20 children in school and we rotate them from 9th grade. We take them from 9th grade, we bring them up to the 11th grade and make sure that they graduate. Then you take in a new set and then you bring them up. So we are constantly moving. We have even gone as far as even 8th graders because the demand has been so great. And, COVID has turned a lot of lives upside down. So again, we're making differences. We're changing lives. And that is the important thing that I would like for everybody to know out there. So just come on us and join us. We need your help. Don't just look out there and say, oh, them doing this and they're not doing that. And who we're helping from who we're not. It's not about that, because there's a lot that you don't see, because again, you have to follow the protocols and you have to do things in conjunction with the school, in conjunction with the principal. We are not doing these things by ourselves out there. The school guides us where the needs are, what they can do and what they need and what they would expect our help with. We don't just jump in and do things like that. And that is what I would like everybody to really realize. It is in conjunction with the school, no matter who is at the helm. And that's it.
And Marie, you want to jump in and comment and add to Nadine's thoughts?
Ellen, go ahead. Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead, Ellen.
Well, I agree with everything that Nadine says, but however, there is one thing I want to point out, that as alums, we all participate differently and on different levels. There are those, I was putting together something this morning, and there are those who just want to be part of the audience. And it makes a difference because we're there to generate funds. And that audience is providing some of that funds. So, yes, not everybody wants to be part of the executive body or to actually, as Jamaicans say, display their elbow grease in doing things, but should just be accepted for whatever participation that they're able to provide. And as usual, Lance,
Really true. You have some people who just want to be a part of the audience, and we welcome them because we need their support. And
and
that while they're being a part of the audience, we also ask them to spread the word, tell somebody else about being a part of the audience as well. Yeah.
So,
go
Ellen, you
down
finished?
to the pocket.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead,
Um,
Mary. I have a comment on this. I have a question to ask, and then we'll move on
no,
to what to do in this year. But go ahead, Mary.
I think you were saying about success. Um, that was the question.
Yeah,
How
that's
do we
part
do?
of it. How you define, how the other schools look at their being successful? What is success to them and what is success to us, to Meadowbrook?
Well, to me, I mean, we're very successful because we've been doing so much, and every year we do something more. We have like Nadine said, we started out with 2 scholarships, and now we're up to 20 something. We have donated chairs and desks and chairs. We have donated fans. We have donated a bus. We have donated computers. We have donated a lot, to Meadowbrook. Um, when we say we're struggling, we're very successful, I would say, but at the same time, we're trying to we want to bring in the younger generation. We want to have that. um I would use
Passing
Casey.
the baton.
I don't even know how. I really don't even know how successful they are. But I have a brother-in-law that goes there. My husband, Maurice Crooks, goes to from JC, and I see. To me, I don't see Maurice. Sometimes he goes to meetings, sometimes he doesn't. But I know that when they call, they give. You know. And for me, sometimes I'm not so sure that as Meadowbrookians, our pockets are that deep, or we even try sometimes to go into our pockets. You do have some that go into their pockets a lot. But I find that as Meadowbrookians, we're not so, we have so many successful people. When you look around, Meadowbrookians, they are so successful, but to give back, not so much. But then, like I said, I have a brother-in-law that goes to um, Everett Anderson, that goes to Casey, and went to Casey, and that purple power you hear about. So then we are trying now to implement some of that
The
to
green
get
and blue
that
power.
school. We're trying to get some of that plaid power going. So we're trying to bring in the younger ones. Nadine, they go to the schools for graduation and all of that, just to try to build up that pride in their school. That because we're here, and I guess I don't know if it's because we left, but whenever I see that plaid, I smile. We just love it. We just love our school, and we want the younger generation to love their school as much as we loved it, and be willing to give back and do something for their school. I don't know if that answered it.
No, it does. It does. Because what you guys doing is difficult and hard work. And there's a lot of things going into it, as you said, Nadine. It's like a whole lot of things you have to follow. You can't jump up on the things. And you want all of the support you can get. And in a sense, consistency beats everything else. It's like you have to have a consistent way of how you're going to reach out to people, how you're going to ask them for money, how you're going to ask. And one thing I learned recently in doing a guy I met recently, because I made a podcast from Pembroke, and him came on the podcast, and he has he's part of an organization, works out of Atlanta, right? And them just they're doing, and all of a sudden they get a big benefactor who have nothing to do with Jamaica or the
Right.
organization represent. And him say that make it them job just much different. So I don't know if they reach out to the benefactor, or the benefactor saw that the work that we're doing, and the society just don't donate. Anonymously. That's another thing again. People want to give, and they want nobody knows them to give.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing we can think about, say, going forward. You reach out to everybody and everybody, not just Meadowbrook people alone. You say, this is what you're doing. This is the lives you have changed. And just like the thing that we name out, Marie, all the things that we have done, you just constantly promote it and remind people that this is what they have done. As small as it is.
Yeah, we do have some contributors though, right, Nadine? We do have some faithful ones. They give every year,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
I can more tell you about that. But yes.
Yeah, it's not easy. I admire what you're doing, trust me. You take it on and do it and say, we're not gonna do it. And sometimes it's a hard road. And sometimes it can be a fractious road as we realized with the fraction earlier on. And the fact that we keep going, it's 30 years. So let us talk about what is the plan for this year and the plans and how that going on. And you take that first, Marie.
No, ma'am, Nadine, go ahead.
Okay. Passing the baton, right, Prince? Passing the
Yes,
baton.
yes.
Yes, just before I touch that, yes, to what you just said about other benefactors and just like that. And I have to tell you, we have been constantly reaching out to not just Meadowbrookens, and I'm going to tell you that that is the reason why, part of the reason why we have been around for so long. We do have people who are consistent. We do have people who are not Meadowbrookens and who, help us and push us along the way. And we're grateful and thankful for them, but we're thankful also for our Meadowbrook family, what they do and what they can afford to do. Again, if we just tell a friend to tell a friend, because there are still people out there who don't know about us, that an alum exists. So that's what I was saying about to Helen. The ones who are in the audience, tell a friend, tell a friend. I am not able to do so and so, but you can do so and so. So pass it on. And that's the message I'd like to pass it on. With regards to this year, 30 years. 30 years, it's a pearl affair. That's all I can say. It's our anniversary, but you are the pearls out there. So we're just asking everybody to just come on out and support us. This year we're having our gala on April 5th out in Long Island. It's a weekend affair. Um, we have not been able to really do this in a while since COVID. We have not had a real gala. I would say we have had mini galas. We have had a virtual one. And then this year we're coming all out, pulling out all the stops. So it's a weekend affair. The Friday evening, we're planning on having a meet and greet. And we're also having our second ring union. What's a ring union? It's an opportunity for those who haven't or weren't able to get their graduation ring when they graduated. So we're actually providing that opportunity for people to, present their ring on that night. So it's a ring union in a
And I think
reunion.
the first one, not to cut you, the first one was I think 2010. The first ring
2010, yes.
the first ring union.
Yes. Right. So this is our second one. So it's from 2010 to now, so we're really hoping people have been putting in their orders for their rings, and we're just telling that there's still time if you hear this and you'd like to get in touch with us to get your rings. So the ring union will take place at the meet and greet on April 4th. On April 5th, again, as I said, it's the Grand Gala. That will be happening at the Crest Hollow Country Club out in Long Island. And on the Sunday, we're having a brunch, because we're having a lot of people who are coming in, and even those who are still here, it's kind of like send them along their way and say, hey, till we meet again, and until you are able to come back and be with us. So that is where we have a brunch, break the fast, and send them along their way on that day. So it will be a full weekend affair, and we're asking people, whether you are 70s, 80s, 90s, come on out, represent your decade, represent your year. The tickets are 175, but a table of 10 is 160 per person. So get together with people from your year and just say, hey, let's just get a table. The opportunity is there, present itself for you to do just that. If we have a journal, if you would like to put in a message to, your to your school. If you would also like to, what should I say, send a message to the honorees, because we have several honorees this year, and people might be wondering why so many honorees. It's 30 years. We have not been able to really make a difference to everyone, and of course we can't honor everyone that has been there, but we are trying to help, those that we remember and recognize those that we remember. And I'm going to go through the honorees this year, and I'm going to start with you, Prince. We're honored to know that we're able to honor you for what you have been doing and getting the word out there. So, Prince, round up all your family, round up all your friends, your cricketers, your footballers, because this sports people will be representing, and they're out to represent and, represent you and also to honor you. So, Prince is one of the honorees. We're going to be honoring the board the board of the New York chapter. And I guess one of the things I should also say to you is most of the board, and I think Marie can actually tell that most of the board members right now have been around. I think the youngest we have right now might be 12 to 14 years. Marie, am I correct with that one? But most of the members have been around for pretty much all of the organization's lifetime. So
Right.
we will be honoring again yourself. Marie Hawthorne Crooks is also one of our honorees this year. Helen Francis, we're on the podcast here with us, will be honored as well. Noel Clark, Tippy Clark, as everybody might know him as. Oswald Barrett. We also have Errol Henry, which we mentioned earlier, and Pauline Henry's that was one of the members from the earlier
Yes.
days. So we'll be honoring Errol Henry, Andrea King Bird. We'll be honoring Nicole Olaid. I hope I called her name correctly. Vice President Donna Filbert, Lyndon Williams, class of 84, our treasurer Sharon Winter. And again, I'm calling these names, but they're all a part, for the most part, Marie, myself, Donna, Nicole, Sharon, we're all a part of that executive board that you see there. And this year, our philanthropic honoree will be none other than Tower Isle Frozen Food Limited, one of our supporters that have been there with us in the trenches and has helped us to make a difference the way we have been making a difference in the lives of our children. So this is a call to action. This is all I'm asking everyone to take up the mantle, tell a friend to tell a friend about this weekend, 30th anniversary of Meadowbrook High School, making a difference, one child at a time, New York Chapter Alumni Association.
And if somebody hear this, Nadine, and want to get in touch with us easily, what should they do?
Okay, if you're reaching out for tickets, you can call. My number is listed there on the flyer, and I'm sure when you share this podcast, you'll be sharing the flyer as well, Prince.
Yeah, man.
It's
Yeah, definitely.
847-372-9853. Or you can also call Nicole at 914-500-5644. And if you'd like to purchase your tickets anytime, you can do Zelle or Cash App using Meadowbrook HSAANY@gmail.com. Again, Meadowbrook HSAANY@gmail.com. And that will be Zelle or Cash App. If you still like to do a cash or otherwise, just reach out to us and we can get those tickets to you.
Yeah, and all those information will be posted throughout the conversation, Nadine. I'll constantly make sure people can say. And if you can't make it, that don't mean you can't contribute. You can just contribute, same way, pay for somebody for come if you want, or just say, boy, you not make it, but you know, you contribute, that's it. Or a table.
Yes.
And you can do it anonymously.
Yes.
We don't have to know, say, you have a heap of money. You can't send it same way. We not have
Yes, I'm encouraging people. Yes, Prince. And again, I'm saying this to people. You might not be able to make it, as Prince said, and you might not be able to donate cash or that. But I also said your time is valuable. So if you have an hour or if you have whatever time you have, even if you can contribute to us here in the New York, because it filters straight to the school. The school in there, you have the Jamaica chapter that's down there as well, and the school needs your help. So just reach out. And no, Prince, you're spreading that. And as much as it is our anniversary here, you are the ones, again, that are the prize winners. You understand?
And if we can mention that, there's also a Canadian chapter. There's
right,
a
I was
chapter in
just going to
Jamaica.
ask about that, Marie.
Canadian
Tell me some of the
chapter.
other
Yes.
chapters, then, yeah. There are chapters then.
Nadine, there's a Canadian chapter. Definitely, I know, and I think there's one in Georgia now. Is
Atlanta,
there?
Georgia.
Oh, there's
Yep,
one. Yeah,
there's
there's one in
Georgia.
Atlanta, Georgia, and
Yeah,
definitely one in Jamaica. So you know you can
yes.
always come out, and I find that Meadowbrook people they always have to come with a friend. So call your friends. Call your friends. I'll be there. Marie's gonna be there. Marie Hawthorne Crooks. Marie Hawthorne. I'm gonna be there. So class of '87, I'm calling you out. Come on out. I mean, we always represent class of '87. We're always there. So just come on out, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping to see you.
And also you say class of 87, Mary, let's also do this. It's 2025. So how about the class of 1985, the class
Mm-hmm.
of 1995,
90,
the class of the class of
2005.
2005, the class of 2015, the class of 2020. Listen,
Come
Meadowbrook
on
is
out.
what? 60 what? 66,
Mm-hmm.
58.
Mm-hmm.
67 this year. Okay. So there are lots of decades, lots of years. So if you don't know somebody and you want to bring a friend, just tell your friend, can you come with me? So and so. The sports people, we are also looking at recognizing, or the Meadowbrook has really had some really great sports people during the 80s, and we're looking to dominate again. Our champs guys are out there, our footballers are out there working hard, and sports has always been a great unifier. So, Prince, call them up, call them up. Prizes and surprises await you because once you get together with your class, you know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Get your
always
friends out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, trouble.
Helen,
Yeah.
you're looking forward to the gala this year. What are you looking forward to?
Well, seeing everyone
she's
and
looking forward to seeing
uh,
me. She
uh,
hasn't seen me in a while.
on what do I mean?
Yes, Marie.
What did Marie say?
You're looking forward to seeing her.
Oh, yes. I'm hoping that Tanya and Kerry and Juliet will be there also.
And
Yes.
the Meadowbrook baby storm.
Yes,
No,
ORME.
don't forget the
Yes.
E.
Yeah. The E. Yeah. So yeah, we're really looking forward to being together because when we get together, it always a good time. And again, just think about Meadowbrook. When you think about that wonderful school that did so much for each and every one of us. You understand? Yes, people are going to say not everybody it was great for, and I know that, but guess what? It still made an impact. It still made a difference, and
Yeah.
it is still making impact. It is still changing lives out there for the better. But remember, you have to know where you're coming from, which is what where this podcast is all about. Remember where you're coming from so you can more focused on where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
So just recognizing Meadowbrook High School, that has been a part of our lives for 60 something years. So for it to continue for another 60 something years for a future generation, it's going to take each and every one of us doing our part and doing it better, better, better.
Let me ask a closing question for Alan, because we're for about an hour now. And I will edit this out and put it out. But I have to ask a closing question to each and everyone. Anyone can take it first. Because listening to you, it's almost like a generational gap. In terms that I don't hear nobody from this century being active in any of the alumni association. What do you think we can do? Not to force, but to inspire people to want to participate in a giving back to them school. Guys, a big question. It's like, how will I get people motivated to say, yeah, man? Should we start while I'm at Meadowbrook? How we go about what the other schools do for get young people coming in and want to join these organizations, want to give back? What is the secret?
So let me mention this first, and I'm going to take that again. We have started doing what we call something. Each and every one of us, actually, just being the fact that we stepped foot in Meadowbrook, we are the face of Meadowbrook. each and every one of us. So if we can realize that whatever you look in the mirror in the mornings and you see, if whenever you look in the mirror and you see your face, that is you. So whatever we put out there is what we are, you know, drawing people towards. So we just have to continue to put the word out there. So that is why I think I'm trying to remember how long now that we started going into the school
Maybe
at the
not.
beginning. Yes, when they come into Meadowbrook in grade
COVID.
7, right. We have been going to the orientation. We have been, making sure that there's an alum at the orientation. So these students coming in can see us and say, wow, they were sitting in my seat just the other day. And we encourage that. So that is what how we're going to get the ones who are just coming in. So we've been present at or I think we missed one orientation during COVID, right? But we have been at least, and I'm thinking that they should have graduated now. Since we started, the first set graduated COVID time. So orientation, so they see us. We're at graduation, so they see us. And this has been something that has come from a lot of the other schools. And that is how I can tell you the popular schools and stuff, that is exactly from the first day that they come in, they are already set into
Already
a.
present. Right.
Yes, their presence. They see us there and they know we are there. So we have to keep on chipping away bit by bit by bit. And that is what we're asking the students, the alum to do. Go into the school, let them see you, let them know you, say, hey, yeah, I was there. Talk to the students, which is what you have been encouraging on your podcast, Prince. And I love that. So keep on doing what you're doing. So we just have to keep on let our presence be felt, you know go into the school, talk to the students. I'm talking with the different each year, have sometimes you just sit down and have lunch with them. For the past few years, every time I go home, I'm sitting in the cafeteria talking to two or three students. You understand? I am going to also say where I'm telling you that it is making a difference. A few years ago, I went to the school to present a scholarship from the organization to her name is Miss Morgana Gordon. And fast forward to now, Morgana is now at IUPUI. She's in her third year doing chemistry, trying to go towards making a research. She's trying
And
to go
what
towards research of
IUPUI, Nadine, for the.
Indianapolis University
Okay,
of
okay.
Purdue.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. Purdue,
Right.
okay, yeah.
Out in what should I call it?
Indiana?
Indianapolis. That's Indianapolis, Indiana,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Right? I went to present that scholarship to her back then, right? And fast forward, this is where she's at right now. Last year, I was also honored to present scholarship to head girl Chrisann Spalding, right? She was also the Governor General Scholarship for 2024. And fast forward to today, she's now in her second semester at Howard University here in Maryland. So all I'm saying it is making a difference. It is impacting lives. And when you go there and you see these students, you hear their conversation, sometimes they just want a listening ear. They just want a listening ear. So that is what the organization is trying to do. And more alum can do it. And it shouldn't have to take so many of us from overseas. But as Marie said, it seems like we're hungry. What should I say? Hungrier, Marie,
Yep.
yeah, we're hungrier than the ones who have it right in their backyard. You
Yes.
understand? Yeah, because I'm going to also say at orientation this year in September, when I was there, I got the question and I couldn't answer it. Are you the only past student, miss? Are you the only? And I'm gonna say even the parents, a couple of parents called me and said, "Then how comes I don't see any more past students here, miss? What happened?
So when you
What?
go,
What?
not
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
that's not time for the question.
Yeah. But when you go, that was it there at orientation. So I'm just saying when you go, they will see us. And that's all we need to do. Have a presence at the school. Start them from early. Let them know about the history. Let them know what is going on because we have so many successful past students. And when
Oh
you're
yeah.
telling them, yeah, when you tell them, oh, so and so, you say, oh, miss, I never know that. How come we don't know that? So we are encouraging, we are trying to look to even a wall of fame, something that they can see us and just know that we are here. We are here and we do care. So that is just how I am thinking we're going to make the difference by chipping away bit by bit, and starting as early as once they get accepted into the school. Start
Remember
from then.
when you're doing that wall of fame, remember, please take my good side.
What did you say, Marie?
A good side, yes.
Yes, but that is how we're going to get to them. And I really get passionate about it. Forgive me, but let me tell you, Meadowbrook it's making a difference out there in the students' life. So, a part of the New York chapter, Georgia chapter, Canada chapter, Jamaica chapter, we can always get the work done. Just keep on doing it and make your presence felt. Okay.
Any
Okay.
thoughts on that, Ellen, about what we can do to encourage? I have been around longer than all of the other
I,
ladies.
I do believe also another way of doing that could be making a list of presenting the school with students with a list of the executive body and their names, and also the local chapter could do that also and probably pinpoint students who the spotlight alums that have a spotlight on them there in Jamaica, even if it's to shame them by reaching out to them for help directly from the school itself. I don't see any harm in that.
No, no.
The
I have a thought
teachers,
on that. I have a thought on
yeah,
that.
I
But
like that idea. I like the spotlighting and alum. I like that.
Marie,
yes.
any thought on just how we're going to get younger generations involved? Because I look like we're stuck in
Well,
the 80s.
yeah, we are, but we're working on it. So like Nadine said, we've been showing a presence. I mean, I was thinking that, no, let me not say that. Yeah, so we're spotlighting that, we're going to showing them that we're there, and maybe we could be, it's just so funny. I don't understand. I really don't understand, but I don't know if it's because we're hungry, so we want that connection. But a lot of people in Jamaica, there's so many of us left Jamaica, but there's so many there. And doing this, what we're doing now, maybe we ought to then just try to have, when we're having the meetings in Jamaica, the past student associations, maybe we can invite some of the students out, you know maybe we can try that, because we have to do something to bring them in. But as we, the New York chapter, definitely start showing our presence and just showing them that we're there. And after you leave school, even while you're in school, if you can, they can join. Just keep us in mind, in the
Right.
back of your mind. Just remember we're out there. So, donate your time, donate your energy, do something for your school. And
Mm.
I think that will help. We're hoping that will help.
Uh, Nadine, last
Uh-huh.
year in the workshop with Leslie and Samuels, Immaculate High School, um, they sort of touch, or she, or the group that gathered then, basically touched on how to motivate the
Younger.
Younger. Okay.
pointing out
Yeah.
how valid it is to volunteer
Yes.
and how it helps them in their career, because she also brought out the flip side or downside, wherein when the kids graduate high school, matriculate, it's college, then it's the career path, then it's the family path where they're married and have children, a family to take care of, and therefore their interest isn't there until later on in life. So,
Mm-hmm.
so if
Mm-hmm.
shown how valuable it is to volunteer and how it helps them in their daily path, career path, that should make a difference. And another thing that I know recently, Nadine, you sent out a WhatsApp for the cheerleading team. And in my
Yes.
mind, these kids need to be taught how to conduct their fundraiser. I remember at Meadowbrook, when Miss Peter King would have fairs and so forth, I would do preserves, I would do jams, I would make things, and that was my contribution. I don't think these kids are being taught that, and it makes a difference to their outlook on life when they get older.
Well, I have to jump on what you just said with that, Helen. And yes, with regards to the cheerleading team and everything, but they do. For example, the robotics team has reached out to us because they have a competition coming up in February. And as part of their fundraiser, what did they do? With their what do you call those dues? They raised how much? When they had cake sale, they raised how much? Right now, they raised $85,000 out of what they needed. So they have been doing it, I have to say. The cheerleading team is now getting ready for a competition on February 5th, to in Orlando. They have been doing their part. They have reached out to companies. They have gotten certain support, and they have raised what they needed. When they come to us, they're coming with what's left, what they have not been able to come up with. So, for example, the cheerleading team is going out there now. They have gotten, they did their visas themselves. They were able to assist with their part of their airfares. They did all of that. And now they're coming out to us to what is left. So we always make sure whenever they're looking for assistance, the students have done their part or are doing their part before we actually come into the picture. So I have to definitely say that they have been, and just encourage them to keep on doing that. But I also with regards to getting the word out, and for the younger ones who are coming in, and as towards the workshop that we have done, all the chapters got together, as Helen mentioned, and we did a workshop to see how we can get more of these younger people to come in. We are working hand in hand. We have a joint task force that we have formulated, that we're meeting at least once every other month and getting things and getting a marketing ploy together to see how we can, encourage the younger ones to get on board. So that joint task force, you're going to be hearing a lot more from, because we are really, really trying to get the people from there, the students from there in school. We also have the sixth formers. The New York chapter has formed a group, and we are calling them junior ambassadors. So we're getting them from there to say you can start by volunteering your time with the organization and get the word out what we're doing. So we are trying to do little things. And of course, as I said, it's going to take time, and we just have to keep chipping away, and do not get discouraged. It's going to take each and every one of us to talk about our school, talk about how you can become involved. So we hope in time we will see the fruits of our labor with that.
Yes.
Interject at this point. If the kids have done all of this for themselves, I do
Mhm.
believe that when the association reaches out, that it should be in the narrative how much they have done, because then it motivates us to help. But if it's only if what is happening is there's a reaching out that omits to include what the kids have done on their own, then it looks as if they're dependent on the association, which now, with you're saying what you just said, happens
Mhm.
not.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you'll fix
Yeah,
that.
we will definitely fix that a little, make it up, put it out there a little louder. Okay.
And that's what I want to comment on. And I'm going to keep pushing and see if I can get that. Not me, but inspire other people to do it. Because when I spoke to the head boy and head girl in another podcast I had with them, I challenged them and put them in touch with our world student to try to get a digital wall of fame. And just thinking about it, and a digital wall of fame would be like a digital thing at the school where anybody can access from Meadowbrook all of this information I talk about, everything I'm doing, what I have done, it up there. Each chapter, and you can see what other students have done in the past, what we're doing now, what I have done. And this is the current student seeing it. It's almost like what is missing in all of this. It's like one place that people can just go and say, and you promote it and I say, go to the wall of fame, bro. I say what we have done. Go to the wall of fame and say what other students have done in the past. All of that. It's like it's a central depository where current student can see and past student and alums can see. And I will follow up with them. I'm going to follow up with them because I just think.
And yeah, and the school is actually they're working on their website, because on that website you're going to have where you can access each chapter is going to have a link on the school's website, so you can see everything that is happening there. So when that comes into play, which I understand it should be sometime soon here in 2025, that will make a big difference where you can get information.
Yeah, man. But the reason why I wanted it that wall of fame in the school is start the indoctrination from him coming to the school. Them can look on the wall of fame and going to the assembly hall.
See what's happening and who is doing what.
Man. Yes. See what the school has done. Because since I've been in this podcast, a lot of students don't know what Meadowbrook people have achieved over the years, individually, at the school, since they leave the school.
That is true.
And that is part of the thing, you know. The other school, them have the other people that might help them out. Because some of the school, them closer to the other media association. We don't have that. So we have to create our own media.
And you know what also that is at the school that is just dormant and not being used? That digital screen that is at the gate that was put up at the gate.
Right.
Because of I understand some parts or something, because that is what it was intended for. And I did talk with the PTA president about that, and they said that they were trying to get it back up and running, because that is where you could have that. Even the neighborhood would know what is happening at the school, because the students sometimes say that they don't know about us and whatever, but that digital screen needs to get back on track so we can really promote it. And I know they're working on getting the information out in the assembly hall so it is visible and know about who was there before and what they're doing now.
And you keep rotating. You can click it and say a different thing every time. I mean, we don't have enough wall to put up all of the people who need to be under that. Yeah. So that's why it haven't been
Meadowbrook has too many. Yeah. Meadowbrook has so many pearls out there that people are not aware of.
Right.
The students they're blind to it. For example, I went into the library and I actually saw a newspaper clipping, of our Rhodes Scholar, Andrea Wright and Cavell Crichton back in the 80s. And, a lot of them don't go into this, because, they don't read much of that more. It's all about digital. So if you have it digitally, they can see it. They don't know it. So it is up to us to just keep on pressing and keep on pushing, get the word out there and see how we can make things more easily accessible at their fingertips so they can know more about us. And so when you go to the school, wear your school shirt that they know you're actually a past student, because I'm telling you, it makes a difference. Wear something that makes them know you're a Meadowbrookian. Because Missy used to come here. Yes, Miss used to come here. When you leave, Miss, they are inquisitive. They want to know. They'll ask you questions. They're going to come up to you and say things. So that's one of the things I know the principal is encouraging us. If you go to visit the school, wear something that lets them know you are a Meadowbrookian. And, welcome.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, I'm asking for closing remarks, and then Nadine just close out with reminder where them can get the tickets them when it's the function. And as I say, through the podcast, I would say the advertisement for where them can contact you. So, Helen, any closing remark?
So glad to be here and to be here with some founding members, so to speak, Marie and Nadine, and our memory bank.
Not Nadine, not a founding member.
Well,
Marie.
During that time, it extended over.
Long-serving member, Helen.
Huh?
Long-standing member.
Long-serving member, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely enjoy this podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you, Helen. Now, Marie, any closing remarks?
Well, it was a pleasure talking, remembering, and just seeing where we're coming from. Looking back so we can look forward, and just looking forward to seeing all of us, everyone, on April 5th, 2025 at Crestala. Come on out, bring a friend.
And if you can't come, send the money to him. Yeah.
And if you can't come, this is Marie talking to you. We take all donations. All donations. Don't let me call you now.
Yeah.
Just send it.
Yeah. And Nadine, any closing remark?
Hot on the heels of what Marie just said and what Helen just said, it was really a pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be amongst the founding members here. Few of the founding members. There are so many of you out there, and just say, everyone, looking forward to seeing you this reunion weekend. Again, it's April 4th with our meet and greet and our second ring reunion. In the last one was 2010, so this will be our second one, 15 years later. And on April 5th, 2025, our 30th anniversary gala, Crest Hollow Country Club in Long Island. Be there.
And who
Support,
and who will be
support.
who will be the
Say
MC?
that. Our MC will be none other than Sharon Robinson Richards, right? Our very own Meadowbrookian. Come on out and support her. We have all our guest speaker will be none other than Principal Kevin Facey. Please come on out and hear what he has to say, what the plans are for the school going forward, and how you can be a part of it. Again, April 4th and April 5th. And to get your tickets, please reach out to myself at 847-372-9853 or Nicole at 914-500-5644. Tickets are $175 per person and $160 per person for a table of 10. So just get together with your friends and family and everyone. Come on out and support us. Our school needs you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And ladies, I'm gonna call out in the name. Helen Francis, Marie Hawthorne Crooks, and Nadine Moulton. It was a pleasure doing this conversation. Big up Meadowbrook, promote Meadowbrook, and make sure to come out and show up for the gala, 30th anniversary gala, April 5th. And if you can't show up, tell a friend, send a money same way. Because it's all to give back to the poor, the school, and the students at the school right now. And recruits, but always wanting new people to come and join. So looking forward to have more conversation like this. It was a pleasure, ladies. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
And as always in the Meadowbrook Members conversation, God bless us and God bless that great school at 2 Meadowbrook Avenue. We're always looking forward to people who want to give back to Meadowbrook. So thank you all, ladies. Thank you.
Yes.
One
Yes.
Brook. One Brook.
One Brook.
One.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
man, have a good day. Yeah, man, go.
All right. Bye bye.